4x4 Australia Magazine's Isuzu MUX project car. At the beginning of 2022, we started with a bone stock base model MUX. It's a car that a lot of people consider to be a bit of a soccer mum's car, a bit of an SUV that doesn't belong out on the tracks. But we've set out to prove otherwise there. We're going to turn this car into a vehicle you can go touring around all great places, off-roading, up in the high country, out in the deserts, whatever you want to do with it. To achieve that, we've teamed up with some of the best brands in the business, producing some great products to turn your car into a great touring vehicle. First up the front here, we've got the Off-Road Animal bumper bar. They call it a Predator bar because of its angular looks. Yeah, it's not a bull bar, but we're not going out in the outback with this car. We didn't really need the full bull bar, so we've gone with a steel bumper replacement, which is tougher than a plastic one. Better angles here, we've got better clearance for going off-road. Places here to put your high lift jack. Off-Road Animal got provisions for light bars within the bar itself, but also up here on the top hoop. We've gone with NARVA light bars in there because they're a great product. We love working with the people at NARVA. Also in the Off-Road Animal bar, it's got provisions for your standard parking sensors. This being a base model car, didn't have parking sensors, so we're left with a couple of holes there. You can put some plugs in them if you really wanted to. Most importantly, what we've got down here are rated recovery points. Now, no matter where you're going off-road with your four-wheel drive, chances are you're going to get stuck somewhere, and you cannot safely pull a car out of a bog or out of a rut or off a rock without rated recovery points. You've got somewhere here to put a winch. We haven't put one on this car because we didn't really think we wanted one. Under the front here we've got aluminium underbody protection. Now the standard car comes with plastic panel there. This better protects the bottom of your radiator right through to your steering, just from rocks and things you might bump on in the middle there. Next thing, also very important, some good off-road tyres. We've gone with the MAXXIS RAZR all-terrain tyre. A good, sturdy, quite an aggressive all-terrain, but it's still not as noisy and aggressive as a mud terrain because this car spends most of its time around the suburbs, like most people's four-wheel drives do. But then when we come up here in the mountains, you drop some pressure out of them, it does everything you ask of it. Really good, tough tyres. We put them on ROH alloy wheels, a lighter, stronger wheel than standard, and they look pretty good too. Stepping back here, this is one of my favourite products because I appreciate it every time I drive the car. The MSA Touring Towing Mirror. Now, the best thing about these is they give you a much bigger rectangular glass area, so you can see better down the sides of your vehicle all the time. But then if you want to look further down the back, you can put it out like this, or if you're towing a big vehicle, slide it out further. It's a really good thing. Gives you the benefits of a towing mirror without having a great big elephant's ear hanging off the side. So they still fold in if you bump a tree or you just want to tuck them in when you're going through a narrow patch. Nice and simple, just like a factory one does. Let's have a look up top here. We've got the ROLA Titan roof tray set up here, nice and firmly. Up the front of that, we've got some brand new NARVA ULTIMA light bars. Now these are brand new product from NARVA. We wanted a 40-inch light bar across the top here, and we've achieved that by using 3 separate light bars. 2 8-inch bars on the outside. They're ultra-wide floodlights with 15 LEDs each and a 24-inch bar across the middle. It's got the signature LED light pipe through the middle, 38 LED units across the width of it, 65 metres at 1 lux, 900 metre width at 1 lux. It's a really broad beam, gives you the light you want to see ahead as well as to the sides of the track. IP68 and 69K rated for dust and water ingress, die-cast aluminium housings with breathers, interchangeable coloured trims around the outside of it, and these great black polycarbonate covers to put on during the day. The really clever thing about these lights is the new Connect Plus system from NARVA. This is an optional part, and when connected, it allows you to control from inside the car the intensity of the beams. You can have preset programmed settings. We've got highway terrain, dirt roads, or in tight bush tracks like this, or you can customise that and vary the intensity to suit your particular needs. Really clever stuff from the guys at NARVA. Up here we've got the OZTRAIL 270-degree awning. Perfect thing for bringing full coverage right out the side of your car and around the back. So whether you're setting up camp for the night, a week, or just pulling it out to give yourself some protection from the sun when you're setting up for lunch, perfect thing just on any four-wheel drive. Travelling in a vehicle with extra weight on board on really rough tracks and high-speed dirt roads, you really want to be able to control the vehicle better. So to do that, we've got Tough Dog suspension under here. The Tough Dog suspension comprises raised springs to give us that added ride height we want, and foam cell pro shock absorbers to better control the bounce of those springs under all conditions. It makes the car smoother, more relaxing and safer to drive. Even when you're back home in the suburbs with all the potholes coming from all this crazy wet weather we've had, much better composure on the roads, better control of your vehicle, safer everywhere you'll go. Coming around to the back of our MUX, we've got quite a new and innovative product here. Now we've seen tags XR bars on the back of four-wheel drive utes before, but never on a wagon. When they told us they wanted to do one for a wagon, we said, well, we're building this MUX, you want to have a look at it. Did all the drawings and stuff, and this car became a bit of a guinea pig for it. And I reckon they've done a really good job with the way this thing looks. What you've got is your standard sort of tow bar, still retains the 3.5 tonne towing capacity, all the factory settings there, but you've got rated recovery points on each side. They're rated to 4,000 kilos each. You can run a bridle across to a single point, or you can pull your towing hitch out, put a recovery hitch in there with a shackle or a soft shackle, whatever you want to be using on there. Really clever thinking. Gives you plenty of options depending on the angle of attack you've got to be using when you're pulling a car out of something. One problem we have found with our car, because we've gone with bigger tyres, the spare tyre doesn't quite fit under there as it should. Now, as I said, this car was a bit of a prototype. So the people at TAG tell us they're looking at that now to try and rectify that problem. Before we have a look inside, let's just have a look at what else we've got up on the roof here. I got my swag stuck up there as well. Nice flat Titan roller platform's perfect for that. This is the new ridge mount system from ROLA. Full support right along the length of the roof. MAXTRAX mounted up here. They're on the flat mounting system that comes from MAXTRAX themselves. You can put little padlocks on these. Nice and simple, quick and easy whenever you get stuck. In the back here, we've got our MAXTRAX recovery kit, as well as some other cool stuff. From our friends at MSA, we've got one of their straight pull-out slides. Not a drop slide at all, because we really didn't want one for this vehicle. It didn't fit in the back with what we were trying to do. And you don't need one with the height of the car. Fridge is nice, easy accessible. Anytime you want it. It's just easy to slide in and out. Locks in place. And that's protected by a fridge barrier, so we could put stuff up on top here, put stuff behind it, and it's not going to come into the sides of your fridge and cause it to overheat. Not going to affect the way it operates at all. We've gone with a single MSA drawer here. Comes out nice and easy, locks in place. We've got all sorts of kit in here, some recovery gear, a compressor, a mess kit, all little bits and pieces you want to get at nice quickly and easily. Tucked away inside. And then on top here, we've got our big MAXTRAX full recovery kit, full of kinetic ropes, soft shackles, all the gear you could want to be pulling yourself or a mate out of the bog. Up the front of the cabin, it's all fairly standard. We've just got our 3D MAXTRAC floor mats, moulded into the floor, fantastic fit, really good, protect our carpets. Behind the back seat, we've got our C-TEK 12-volt system, which has got its DC-DC battery charger, the controller, power outlets for charging up accessories, as well as a lithium Sentry battery. You might be wondering why we want a second battery in that 12-volt system. Well, this is a perfect example. We've got our fridge sitting here running while the car's parked up. We can be camped here for a couple of days. With this fridge running, if that was just running off the main battery, it's going to kill that battery pretty quickly. We'll be waking up in the morning, won't be able to start the car. With that DC-DC charger in there and the isolator, it isolates the main starter battery from the lithium battery we've got under the back there. So we've always got a starter battery when we get in the car in the morning. And all our accessories like the fridge, any camp lights, other things we want to be running at night, will be running off that lithium battery. We've kept this system pretty simple just so we can run the accessories on the car. But you want to step up even further, a lot of people are running big inverters these days so they can run 240-volt accessories. We haven't gone with that. It's a simple system, does what we need it to. We had this system installed for us by the guys at Autobahn Bayswater. Did a fantastic job on the car. The guys there drive four-wheel drives, knew what was involved and knew what was needed. I think we've really achieved what we set out to do with this MUX. We've created a great bush touring vehicle. Whether you're coming up here to the high country for a quick weekend getaway or heading off in that epic outback trip into the deserts up to Cape York, wherever you want to go. It shows what can be done by using 4x4 accessories from some of the great manufacturers we have here in Australia.